A lot has changed this past year, but one thing hasn't. Consumers still love their pizza. As you pivot to meet the new challenges of food service, Ardent Mills can work with you to tap into that love and make your crust the best it can be. After all, we're more than a leading source of trusted flour brands, mixes, and custom solutions. We're a resource for pizza operators like you. We're ready to support you with high-performing pizza flours, blend and mixes, unparalleled technical expertise, R&D innovation, and long-term contract pricing. And today, as always, we're here to help you grow and thrive. We invite you to check out the Pizza Hub to learn more and request a sample.
Welcome back to Checking In With. This is the show where we are checking in with pizzeria operators around the country. With me today is Josh Keown. Hey, by the way, I'm Denise Greer, the executive editor at Pizza Today.
No one knows who you are, Denise.
No, not at all.
Hello, guys.
Hello. It's a Monday morning here, and we are on the line with Lisa Shirek from Sliced Pizza Company in Scandinavia, Wisconsin. Hey, how are you doing,
Hello.
Lisa?
Morning.
Good morning. And we also got her on her first Zoom call, so we're very excited to get her on.
Yeah.
Right. So it wouldn't be 2021 if you went on a Zoom call at some point, right?
Yeah, so. Exactly. We got to get you into the mold with Zoom calls.
First off, I just want to know what kind of size town is Scandinavia there in Wisconsin?
It's a village of 363 people, actually.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a small town, but man, have we done some revitalization of the downtown Main Street, and it's really kind of popped in the last 2 years. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, I saw pictures of it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So tell us what's happening with your restaurant. You opened in 2019. You had a year under your belt, and then COVID happened, and then now what's going on with your restaurant?
Well, we had COVID, and prior to that, we had tornadoes that ripped through here.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting last year and a half.
It's all downhill from here.
But we're doing pretty well. We shut down most of our dine-in, or all of our dine-in, I should say. We did have patio seating that the village allowed us to do out on the side, which was great because it really kind of brightened up the town actually by having people outside and kind of brought things to life. So that was great. But we're dine-in and carry out and delivery only right now, and hoping for dine-in April 15th with limited seating.
Yeah. So. Now you have a lot of years in cooking. I think I saw on your website 30 years you've been cooking. So you talked about on your website about bringing your vision to the restaurant and to the food. Kind of tell us a little bit about that. What kind of vision have you brought to the restaurant?
I worked in sustainable egg and the local food movement for the last 10 or 15 years, and so that was what was really important to me. And that really is where the flavor is at. So working with small farmers, the local butcher shop, I've got a few customers that do maple syrup and honey. So we kind of incorporated all that into our house pizzas, but specifically our seasonal specials that we do, and weekly. Actually, we've switched it up because they were so popular. People wanted to know what we were doing different every week. So
yeah. Now, how in a small Midwestern town, I grew up in a small Midwestern town. Was it difficult to sell that style of pizza where the price point is a little higher, or was that kind of a learning curve with your market?
I think people knew we weren't going to be Little Caesars, you know, and I think with people in this area specifically really buying into buy local, it really wasn't an issue. I mean, you have a few people that are like, "Well, that's too expensive," but
always
we pay our farmers a good price and we pay our butcher a good price for their products, and I would expect nothing less for our pizza to carry that flavor, and people accepted that, and because they know where their dollar is going.
Yeah, if you educate them on that process, the whole process of everything, what's going on. Yeah, exactly. I can't see where that would fail you for sure.
Right.
Yeah, and we see you. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I really think that people appreciate when they come in here and they say, see their like neighbors maple syrup on my counter, or you know, that Main Street Marketplace's honey is down in gallons on my floor in the kitchen because we use it in our dough. And I joke all the time, that's our secret ingredient.
Yeah.
So, wow. Yeah. And they take a lot of pride in that, you know, being all local and stuff. So yeah, that's great.
And you're really highlighting those too, because I noticed that it's everywhere. I mean, you really highlight which farms you're getting it from and which people you're using. So there's a nice collaboration and partnership going on, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we're just helping each other out in that way. I think keeping the dollar locally, it really is making these small towns kind of come back.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that.
Yeah. And with the, you know, a village so small, so, you know, when COVID first hit, like, did you guys take, you know, take a hit, or was it kind of business as usual?
Well, we were still new yet. So
Yeah.
we didn't know what was happening.
True. You didn't know if you had a down year or not. So yeah.
Right. We were coming into our, you know, first year being open. So we kind of wrote it out, other than dining, and we fit 30 people in here in seating dining. And we loved it because there was, I mean, the locals were here. We got to chit chat with people.
Right.
And when that went away, that kind of took a hit, but then we saw carry out and delivery really bump up.
Yeah.
And it also allowed us to focus a little bit more on our locally made desserts and our cheesecakes that we make in-house. And that really kind of took off. So that's taken up some of the space that used to be in the dining area.
Oh, wow.
And we're kind of trying to figure out what this next 6 months looks like without having all that seating anymore, and where to take it from there, because we're so young yet. And we don't know if COVID is what really drove people to order, because it was nice to have carry out and delivery. And if that goes away, do we start going down, or do we keep growing, which has been awesome? So I feel very like trying to figure out this next 6 months is going to be a process, I think, for us.
I think that's what a lot of operators are feeling right now. It's like, okay, what's going to happen once everyone's vaccinated and we can resume, you know, some sort of normalcy? You know, will delivery and carry out continue to thrive? And all indications are yes. I mean, we were seeing the upwards trends of delivery and off-premise sales long before COVID. So I really think it's gonna continue to just grow, and I hope it does for you too.
Well, and I think we're lucky in that where we open in the small town, there's not delivery, so everybody's happy that we have delivery. Yeah. And we go 8 miles, which hits, you know, our Amherst, Wapaka, Iola. It hits a significant area, so I think people are happy with that. And I agree. I think maybe that'll continue to you know, peak, grow on.
For sure. So did you have any pizza competition in your town when you guys took over, or was that just something your town needed and you went in?
Scandi is a true ghost town, or was.
Yeah.
So I found this building and kind of fell in love with it, and from there, just there was a coffee shop that was right across the street, and there's a bakery down the road, both of which we work with. And so it just seemed like, let's get this town going and bring in some pizza. And since then there's been a pet shop and a boutique, and this is no longer a little ghost town.
Right.
So,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
You were the linchpin right there. You got the whole thing started.
Yeah. So
it's nice to see a full Main Street, you know?
Yeah.
And the village board, I think, has been very excited about that too, to see kind of like, it came alive. The town's coming alive. So.
Now, is it a village where it's feeding off of the communities that are in vicinity of it, or is it truly a tourism, arm where it's just people coming in to specifically shop and things and eat?
It's kind of just a drive-through town. Our biggest town is 8 miles away, and that's 6,000 people. That's the tourist town because there's a chain of lakes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people come to their cabins. We're really kind of the drive-through. Oh, look, there's a building that was a town. So I think people are willing to reinvest in their small communities, and that's what what made it fit. And so they don't mind the 8-mile drive to come out and have pizzas with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we can't be remiss to not talk about your pizza because it is beautiful. Looking at your Instagram, which everyone should look at your Instagram because I think you're doing wonderful things on there. But tell us about what you're going for with your style, and then we're going to talk about a couple of your specialty pizzas too.
Very inventive.
I call it the Midwestern pizza. We do a hand-tossed, overnight fermented dough. And it's, thin on the bottom and pillowy on the crust. People always ask if it's thin crust. And I said, well, it's kind of best of both worlds,
Yeah.
And again, we use all the local ingredients. So our specials will rotate based on that. One of our favorites and most popular, I would say, is the holy shiitake, which is shiitake mushrooms and caramelized onions and a garlic aioli over the top.
Ooh.
And it's fantastic.
Awesome.
It's really kind of, I think, put us on the map a little bit.
Wow. You need to bring that pizza to Pizza Expo and compete with it.
Yeah.
I think you might do pretty well with that.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And mushrooms are just blowing up. I saw mushrooms were on National Restaurant Association's what's hot in culinary trends, and mushrooms were definitely it. And shiitakes are amazing.
And again, we have a local grower who has a bunch of logs in their woods, and they harvest them. Yeah, it's awesome.
Do you have any morels coming around yet? That's what everybody wants to know. I mean, it's almost morel season.
Almost a month, and we'll have some morels for sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's one pizza that I saw on your menu that stands out as like, oh my gosh, if there were ever a pizza that is Wisconsin, it is this pizza, and it is your Wiscosa. Yeah, so you have to tell people what's in that because that is amazing.
When we first opened, we started a Facebook page about a pizza topping competition. Like whoever comes up with a great pizza. So a customer actually suggested a version of it, and we're in Wisconsin. We need cheese curds on pizza for sure, and red onions and beer brats. So we get the brats from our local butcher, and we simmer them in our Point Amber, which is a local craft brewery, and slice them up and throw them on some pizza with those cheese curds and no sauce, which people are always surprised about, but the curds have enough of that greasy gooiness that it just hits the spot.
Cheese curds are special. If people around the country have never had cheese curds, they need to order them, have them shipped directly to them, and give them a try on pizza because they're pretty amazing.
Oh, especially when they're fresh and have a little squeak to them.
Yeah, there you go. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There was something you also do. So you have a pretty unique appetizer menu. I noticed your lox and loaded. That's very unique to do a lox and loaded. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how well it sells there?
Yeah, it's a popular one. Scandinavia is very Norwegian.
Yeah.
And so the Scandi who's across the street, we kind of worked with them. They have a crepe that they do that's smoked salmon, and she makes a wonderful dill sauce. And so we thought, well, she only does breakfast, so let's do a spin of that for pizza. And so we developed a flatbread with dill sauce and smoked salmon and red onion, little mozzarella on top, and we top it with fresh cut cucumber, and it's fantastic. And it sells really well here because of all the Norwegians. So they like their smoked salmon. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about your cheesecake program. You said that that's helped a lot with not being able to have customers inside. So how did that roll out? And is it kind of a delivery thing, or people just pop it by to get some, or how's that working for you?
Yeah, we started with working with a local baker who used our kitchen. Things kind of got busy with her when COVID hit, and so we took over making cheesecakes. And every week we have a different flavor, and then every month we have a different flavor. So there's 2 every month, and one that rotates out. But we sell it by the slice, and that got so popular that now we're selling them by the whole for pre-order. But cheesecake and pizza.
I'm down with
people
it.
really enjoyed them. We sell them probably about 4 or 5 a night.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a lot. It's quite a bit.
That's nice. That's really good. Being able to have that that extra income extra sales source, that's pretty important during this time, I would say.
well, yeah, we needed to supplement somehow. And so we also started playing around with some breads, which we're working on, and hoping
Mm-hmm.
to have like a Thursday night bread night.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of draw people in a little bit more. But we had to compensate for having the dining. The dining took quite a bit from us. So
Yeah.
It's been kind of fun to work out that way. And it's a different kind of creative.
Yeah, that's fun. I'll ask you one final question so we can let you get back to, work and lives and stuff. I know that, so you do a very limited hours right now, as you talk about, moving forward in this next 6 months planning, are you looking at expanding that or keeping it limited, and kind of what's your strategy with your limited hours?
Yeah. In the fall and winter, we've cut back quite a bit because it's just,
It's Wisconsin.
But so we were again talking about April 15th, opening up a few more seats, two or three more seats inside, and all the patio seating, but also to expand our hours. So I think we're going to do Thursday through Saturday 11 until 9, and then Sundays 11 to 6, because we get a good church crowd that wants to get together and chit chat afterwards. And the patio being full, and we have some really great bike trails and a lake, and a few different really beautiful parks with pollinating fields for butterflies. And so we want to bring people into Scandinavia as an adventure town. And we also have Airbnbs up above. We really push that, to come visit us, because there's so much to offer here. And so with having the summer available to that, we will open up more for sure.
Yeah. Now, I know that I said that was my last question, but I have one last night because I totally forgot about this. But you have a brunch program. You have a brunch pizza program.
Yeah, we started that.
For your Sunday brunch.
Yeah, because, we didn't have Sundays at all when we first opened. And actually, because of COVID, we thought, well, let's try this and see what, does this work? And does this bring people in? And so we came up with a 12-inch breakfast pizza. So it's eggs and cheese and sausage, and we do mimosas. And that went over pretty well. We're hoping that that'll continue through our 11 to 6 when we open up in the summer, and people will be able to enjoy the shops and hang around a little bit,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Lisa, I think you are on the right track. You're a young business, but it seems like you've got everything flowing in the right direction. So we wish you all kinds of luck as you move forward and plan. So
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for thinking of us.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on the show, and we'll have to check in with you, because that sounds like an amazing place.
Yeah, come visit.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right. Well, take care, and
Thanks,
happy
Lisa.
Monday.
Yep, happy Monday.
All right. Take care.